Now this is a story all about how my combines get all cleaned down, and I'd like to take a minute, so just sit right there. I'll tell you how I became the queen of combine care. In South Saskatchewan, born and raised, in the field is where I spend most of my days. Chilling out, working, grinding so cool, and chewing some grain outside of the combine. Now a couple of co-workers, they were up to no good, started leaving grain all under my hood. Got in one little plot, and I said that's enough. I'm gonna teach these guys how to clean down good.
Hey folks, how you doing? My name is Sydney and I'm here today to teach you how to clean down a combine for seed production purity. So here we have the Quantum that we'll be talking about today. Alright, so today we're going to go over a few of my mottos that I like to keep in mind when I'm cleaning down combines. A little acronym we came up with was the 3 C's. Care, caution, and kindness. so we're going to start with the first C, which is care. Caring means caring for your machine, caring that she's clean. You're providing good quality seed with maximum amount of purity. So that's just understanding your tasks and the end goals to production. Next, we can start with the second C, which is caution. Caution means, we gotta be cautious of working around these big machines, not putting our hands when we're not supposed to be. Caution that you're paying attention to how the system works. Something else with caution is just being careful of understanding the field layouts. You know what you're supposed to be harvesting, you're labeling things correctly. Again, your end goal is purity. You're not mixing varieties or anything like that, so that matters. You just gotta be cautious, make sure you're cleaning down fully, being careful, stuff like that. So the third C, last but not least, kindness. Kindness means to me just being kind to your machine, being kind to the plants out there. They're living organisms too. Treating them well, doing your job properly. Maybe a couple co-workers aren't cleaning down as to spec as you would like, but just be kind to them. Show them how to do it. Grab the tweezers, show them each seed they left. Kindness, we want to make sure your heart's in it, and that's what I'm here to do today. Just show you how much it matters, and that's what we'll start on. Alright, so now let's move on to how to actually clean down a combine. Pretty simple once you get the gist of it, but there's a few tools you'll need. You'll need your trusty broom. This guy works perfectly. You'll need your trusty 13 wrench. This will open up all your doors on the combine. You can't go far without it. And this is the main driving house of combine clean downs. It's called the hose. Typically you'd have a bigger hose if you're doing production seed, but today this is what I have with me today. So those are the main tools, and now we're just going to talk a little bit about where you should start. Let's look at the big picture. So ideally in a combine clean down, your goal is to start from top to bottom, front to back. So that means you can follow me and we'll just get right into it. So as you can tell, we are on the roof of the combine, and that is because we are going to start with our grain tank to clean down. First, you want to open up your grain tank bottom doors to the sieve system. So that will be on the side of the combine. I'll show you how to do that after. Anyways, so first you want to open that, and then you take your trusty 13, counterclockwise, pop this back way open. Oh, and as you can see, this is a great example of when you should treat your coworker with kindness because they are doing it wrong. It is not usually this dirty, but by the end of it, you should see not a seed in sight. So you would take your hose, you'd give it a good spray, get all those nooks and crannies. There's a lot of hiding spots in these grain tanks, so don't trust that it's clean until you try 5 times. Bang around, get those seeds knocked out of those crevices, and then you should, if it's still looking like this, you've done it wrong. And just a little side note, we opened up this panel on the passenger side of the combine. Every combine is slightly different, so on the Quantums particularly, I'll be showing you how to open the grain tank flap on the bottom that releases into your sieve compartment. What you want to do is pull this lever out and turn. This is obviously different on different combines, but you'll see a light and that'll indicate that it's opened. And you will want to do that first before you start pulling up from the top of your grain tank. As you can see, there is an auger right here. That is operated by a button inside of the Quantums. Different for every combine again. But you will want to, for order of operations, you're going to want to have your auger out. You're going to want to open your bottom of your grain tank. Then that is when you'll go spray out your auger first, get all the seeds down, get your long hose, spray in there. Maybe you can bang it on the side of the combine a couple times, just shake it up, get that material looser. And then you'd want to climb up to the side of the combine and start blowing out that grain tank from the top. Once you're really confident that the auger is all cleaned out, grain tank is all cleaned out, then you can close the bottom of your grain tank to continue the clean down for the rest of the procedure. Alright, so now we have done the top portion of the combine, which is the grain tank and all of that jazz. Next, we're going to want to work our way from the front to the back. One note I would like to point out is that you should, in your combine, make sure your transport system is not going to your grain tank now. You have closed your grain tank. You do not want to contaminate it. You just cleaned it all. Otherwise, that's a waste of time. So make sure you change your transport system to the sampler in a Quantum. And then you can start, if you'd like, have the machine running on a low rev. And I like to go around the combine, get in all the nooks and crannies, okay? So you want to make sure your header's completely clean. Go on the sides here. You want to pretty much give your combine a spot A every time you clean down for a new variety. So I would do this side, go on the front, spray around, make sure you do the other side here. One thing you want to do is make sure all panels are open, so that is turning all your bolts with the 13 counterclockwise. Open this all up. It's a little butterfly. You're spraying, cleaning it down, get her nice and spotless. So you open all these panels up, and then I would skip your butt, just to save the best for last. Then you have the driver's side of the combine. Open these flaps, open them all up, spray them all out. Pretty simple, guys. Okay, now we've finished our wrap around the combine, just spraying out the sides. And now I'd like to turn off your machine, and we're going to look inside the concave. So that is on this Quantum. That will be on the passenger side. And then it'll just be under the stairs. You're going to go in here and loosen off these wing nuts. There's 2 wing nuts, here and here. And these just click open and down. This and this whole piece comes out. So this allows you to see inside your concave. Just make sure nothing's jammed up in there. If you're dealing with a lot of weeds, the kosher can really get loud in there and make a mess of the things. If you need to open up your concave. That will be your settings inside the combine. If you need to pull out some chaff or something, again, making sure you're not putting your hands in there if something's moving, and only if you need to, if it's dirty or whatnot. Sometimes if it's a weedy field, I've had to pull out the concave and give it a good clean, just depending on what material we're working with. So that's that. You'd like to put your flap back on and all in place, and then you can turn on your combine again, and we'll move on to the back of the combine. So after I close that up, I get inside, run the whole machine full blast, full revs, just get it shaking again, make sure everything's falling and not settling on things. And then you can consider cleaning your butt out. So this guy just flips up. You can take a peek in here. This is where I use the broom. So I cannot reach all the way back there. So I get my trusty broom, I shove it in there, and I get every little thing down. You don't want any seeds laying around here. Just make sure she's nice and clean. And you can take your 13 again, and you can loosen off these bolts just right here. And this bottom sieve just nicely pulls out for you. You can hand brush it. Make sure it just makes it a little easier to get in there and clean everything out. Once you are confident with your back all cleaned out, then you can put your sieve back in. Make sure the bolts are really tight again so she doesn't slip out. Go down here, and again, run your combine. Make sure everything falls out, nothing's settling in the combine. I would do a couple flushes just to see if anything's transporting through your system. Once you can confidently say that there's no seeds coming through your system, you've probably done a good enough job. This cycle can happen anywhere from 2 to 5 times if you keep finding seed. You just have to find where they're hiding on you. And as you work with these machines, you'll find all the hidden spots and hidden secrets. So just make sure you're paying attention every time, learning where it's coming from, and you can get pretty efficient with it once you get a routine. And that is your basic combine clean down. Again, keep in mind it's different machines, different things you'll have to open up, and that for the most part, that is generally how you do it. Alright folks, that is it, and that is all I have to say about the combine clean down. Don't forget about those 3 C's. They're words to live by, and you can't live without them if you're taking care of combines. So, good night, and I hope you enjoyed the combine clean down. I'm sure it's thrilling.